welcome to Just Us Thinking. I'm your host, Michael.
And I'm your co-host, Rebecca.
And I'm your AV guy, Mikey.
And we are having a reality moment here, aren't we?
We are. We're going to have our reality redefined.
All right. So back in take us back down to 2016.
Okay.
The Simpsons had an episode where they're all walking around with...
The Apple Vision Pros.
Basically, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much what it was, wasn't it? They were running into manholes and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Back in 2016, we all laughed. We're like, oh, that's so stupid. Guess what? Our reality redefined is happening. So let's look at these video. So we have video headsets, VR headsets, AR headsets, right?
Yes.
So VR is virtual reality. AR is augmented reality.
That is true.
So do you guys know what the difference is?
I believe VR takes you and puts you in the game, while augmented reality basically takes everything from the game and takes it to the real world.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
So, or for those of you guys that like to, use drugs and hallucinate, you don't have to use the drugs anymore. You could just use a AR headset now.
Go pay $400 for a headset.
I don't know. Drugs might still be cheaper.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. Wow, let's just get right off the bat here. All right, so we got so here's some of the headsets. So
that was an interesting turn.
We do that here. That's what happens. If you tune in and you're not, you can't come to our show and expect when the door opens that we're going to decide to use a window.
Yeah, that's
sorry,
true.
It just happens.
Okay.
So some of the headsets. Now they have the HTC Vive Pro.
Okay, and that one's for like PC users, right?
Yeah, I think that one hooks up to your actual computer.
Okay.
I'm going to gather you could also hook it up to a laptop. I mean, that's going to be the same thing. I guess that one's not really a standalone per se.
Okay, that makes sense.
Now the standalone that's going to be the Oculus, the formerly Oculus. Now we have an Oculus. We have the first gen.
Okay.
They're on the Meta Quest 3 now.
Wow.
Now that one has where you could walk around and you could do all kinds of stuff.
Oh, that's just, nice,
That's just dangerous. I'm sorry, but that just seems very dangerous to me.
That's because you watch The Simpsons.
No, I feel like even with the headset, I feel like you would lose, a lot of your vision.
Well, right. And I mean, when you walk into stuff, because our Oculus, it's all covered. You can't see where you're going.
It has cameras. Do you know that?
Oh, okay.
If you go out of the zone, you could see.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
See?
Okay.
And they've only improved on that. And the Apple Vision Pro has taken that and said, screw it, you could be anywhere and do this.
Okay.
Now, the Apple Vision Pro and the Meta Quest, those are the standalone ones.
Okay.
Now, you can go onto Amazon or you could find AR glasses all over the place.
Wow.
They're anywhere from a couple $100 to a couple $1,000.
Jeez.
I think some of the AR glasses we were looking at the Rokid AR.
Yeah.
That's the same like the Rokid TVs.
Oh, okay. Roku.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's the same. They very well. It wouldn't surprise me if they're all related.
It wouldn't surprise me either, I guess.
So now some of the AR glasses they're not standalone. You have to hook them up to a phone, or I think some of them are starting to get to Bluetooth where you can Bluetooth to the TV.
Oh, wow.
Or you can Bluetooth from the TV.
You can Bluetooth almost anything now. It's crazy.
Yep, that's true.
Hearing aids, that's just wow.
You can literally escape all of reality now. So, do you guys remember what was it, WALL-E? Do you guys remember WALL-E?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And do you remember they were all on the ship?
Yeah, with like their like giant hologramic screens and
Yeah.
chairs that moved around.
Yeah, that's, I hate to say it, but I think the augmented reality are a little better, but the virtual reality, you could escape into a virtual world
That's
and go through.
that's just crazy.
All right,
Wow.
and I want to get a jump on the Simpsons.
Okay.
I'm gonna make a prediction before the Simpsons do. I hope they didn't already do this. We'll see. What do you think? What do you think the first virtual reality job will be?
Ooh. Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time before companies decide, well, we have this whole other space that we can make people work,
Yeah.
and we're gonna end up working in virtual reality. And you know why I think that?
Why?
They're already trying to do bitcoins, which is digital currency.
Okay, now that's scary.
Can you imagine going into work in a VR world and getting paid a digital currency like Bitcoin or something?
I could not know.
Yeah, I mean, just I will tell you, I know what the first one will be.
What?
Sex work.
Okay.
You could put on a VR. They're going to hire some girl that will be able to talk dirty to you through there, and they're going to pay her money to do that.
Okay.
I'm predicting it right now. I want to say, well, there was a game called Second Life, right?
No.
Second Life was where you could actually log into the game, and you basically live in it was called Second Life for a reason.
Okay.
And people were paying real money to do this.
Well, and then they made a movie a couple years back.
Oh, Ready Player One.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Where that was all like virtual.
that was all VR.
Yeah, that
Yep.
was crazy.
Well, yeah, that was all VR. Now that was a contest.
Yeah.
So how do you know that's not going to happen? I mean, we're spiraling right down that road. So right now, I want to say, right now you're kind of limited what you're able to do.
Yeah.
Now that's why it doesn't seem so far off that the Simpsons could predict something like this, because I mean, this is technology.
Right.
They've been working on this technology for quite some time.
They have, yeah.
So it's you're talking from 16, yes, from 2016 to now. You're only talking 8 years. Now, when you think about it, 8 years when we were a kid, when we were younger, 8 years was forever.
Yeah. I
Now-
remember having Nintendo.
Yeah, but you got to understand now with the way technology is progressing, 8 years is a blink of an eye.
Yeah. That's true.
The problem, that you're speeding time up. So right now, I know most of it is gaming, right, Mikey?
Yeah, most of it is gaming.
I want to say most of it's gaming. You're gonna like they have a lot of first person shooters for the AR or for the I think that's VR.
That's VR,
yeah,
yeah.
VR.
So you have a lot of that. Watching movies is becoming a huge thing.
Like, I guess for me, I don't see not the thrill, but like, I don't want to watch a movie with like this weird headset on my head.
Well,
like, it just doesn't seem like it would be that comfortable. Like, that's what a TV is for.
Okay, so do you remember going to your first 3D movie?
It's been a while, but yeah.
Okay. How many people said the exact same thing as, I don't want to wear these weird looking glasses. They feel weird.
Yeah. I mean,
Right?
yeah, I still don't get.
But here's the thing. You haven't used it.
Yeah.
You haven't used it. You don't know that when you're in there and you have that screen on your face,
Right.
every movie, everything you watch is like going to the movie.
Okay.
It's huge, right, Mikey?
Oh yeah, you can like make your screens ginormous.
I think some of them are advertising now like 180 inches of screen.
Wow.
You're not going to, I mean, some of them are not, you're not going to get a TV that big. And if you do, it's going to cost you a lot. And then it's not portable, right?
Right.
I mean, here, I would say in 10 years, you're going to have like a movie party where you're going to have a bunch of people in your backyard. You're going to have rows of chairs seated, and everybody's going to be watching the same movie,
Yeah.
like they're in a movie theater. But they're just going to have these Oculus or these
Headsets.
on. That's going to be crazy.
You know what? I could see that.
I mean, I still think you're going to have some interaction, but I mean, some of these are now starting to advertise that, okay, you have a friend, Lacey, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We mention Lacey every once in a while. So Lacey has an Apple Pro. Well, she doesn't, but I'm giving her one just for the sake of the show. Sorry, Lacey, you're not really getting one. If you want to go buy one, have fun. But let's say you and Lacey both have a Apple Vision Pro.
Okay.
Okay. And then you're like, I haven't been to the movies to see something with Lacey. So you call Lacey on the VR headset and say, hey, Lacey, do you want to watch a movie? And you can both plug in and talk during the movie to each other and have a conversation and watch a movie too.
Okay.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy. That's wow.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I still call me old fashioned or whatever, but I'd rather just go with someone somewhere
Yeah.
and watch it together.
Well, that's because
I
you're
mean,
old now.
I know.
You're old and you need to get with the times.
Well, no. I mean, it's just making people more antisocial, I think.
It is to a certain point, but it also is. It's a different social. That's what you don't understand. It's the old social versus the new social.
Yeah.
Okay, so for example, Mikey, you play with Haley, right?
I do.
So they'll jump on a phone call, and they'll play together, right?
Yeah.
Now we have the first version of the Meta. It's called the Oculus. It was the first version, right?
Yeah.
And I remember, now Haley has the Oculus as well.
Yes, she does.
And I believe we rode a roller coaster together.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
So me and Haley, I put on the Oculus in my house. She put it on in her house. We're 10, 15 miles apart in reality. But in this Reality Redefined, we were right next to each other on the roller coaster.
Yep.
That's true.
I could look over and see her. She could look over and see me.
Yeah, that's wow. I mean, this just leaves you speechless.
So you're right. I also like going to somebody as well. But what happens when you can't go to somebody?
Well, then this is the perfect solution.
Yeah. So you got a lot of, like my sister who lives in California. If I want to play games or see her, I could put on this stuff and she's right there.
Well, that's true.
Now,
But the problem with that, not everybody can afford all this new stuff.
well, we're going to get into that a little later,
Yeah.
but yeah. I hate to say, but you have to pay to play.
That's true.
So if you're poor, then the world shits on you like everything else.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, and I don't agree with it, but it is. Now here's the thing: this happens in every technology. It happens with every technology. You go to your grandfather's or your father's time period, they'll tell you, yeah, I remember when TVs came out, and you could tell if your parents said, yep, we were the first ones to have a TV. Guess what? They were the upper crust.
Yeah.
If they said, we had to wait till we had a radio while you guys were watching TV, that means you were poor.
Yeah. That's true.
And then you go to the time before that, and you could say the same thing with the radio. Okay?
Yeah.
So technology, and here's the thing, I want to say these are starting to get a lot cheaper as you go through.
Yeah, that's probably, eventually they'll probably be more affordable.
Yeah. You're going to get there. I think you are. I think some of the Roku Kid the Rokit AR glasses, or a lot of the glasses, you can plug right into your phone, and it basically creates a screen for you to look at.
Okay.
So they're great for watching movies and stuff like that, but not so much for like video game usage and stuff like that. I guess you still have your phone out and you could do that, but now there's a lot of accessories now.
Oh, it's crazy how many.
Yep.
Like you have your controllers,
Oh, yeah.
obviously.
Well, you have, and the controllers are so vast now. So if you are, they have, and you know, Nintendo has been doing this for a while.
Okay.
So do you remember Nintendo? You could put the controller into the steering wheel,
Oh,
and you could
yeah.
drive
Oh,
Like
for
with
the
the
Wii?
Wii U.
Yeah.
Or the Wii.
with
the
the
Wii,
Wii and the
yeah.
Wii U. I think you could do it both. So you could do, so you could put
I mean,
that
they
one
even
in
have
there.
the little golf club thingies.
Yeah, they have the golf clubs. Now they also have the guns.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So now that we're kicking into the next generation, and it could get a little scary with some of these. These controllers could be the shape of a gun. They could be the shape of a golf club. I mean, they could be shapes of all kinds of stuff. So you could literally be holding a controller that looks like a gun because you play a lot of first-person shooters.
Oh, yeah.
So you're running, and now I will tell you, this is where it's going to get a little scary because when your neighbor walks by your house, they see you in your living room, you know, with a gun up and pointing it all over the place. That's, I mean, and then they're going to call the police, say, that guy's running around his living room with a gun.
He's running around in a circle
Yeah.
in his own house.
So do you need a sign in your front yard that says VR, AR, you know, gameplay in progress?
Probably.
You know what? That's probably, we'll probably get to that point.
Yeah.
Now we got to be careful with taking that stuff out into public.
Yeah.
Public can get you in trouble. So now there's also, now this is, you didn't know this before we started doing this episode, the shock vests. Have you seen those?
I haven't. No.
I have.
All right, Mikey, go for it.
And basically what it is they plug into your headset, and if you get hit in the game, the vest makes you feel it.
That's what maybe they should do. Some of these kids that go around shooting people. This is how it feels to get shot.
Well, no, that's not. The problem is that's not how it feels to get shot.
Well, I know,
Well, no.
but I'm just saying they could be like,
You can turn up the intensity on that thing.
Yeah, you can't turn up the intensity that much. Listen, you're talking to a person who's had a bullet pass through his body.
That's true.
I have been shot. I know how it feels like. I know what it feels like. You're not going to simulate that with a vest. Now, don't get me wrong. You might be able to inflict a lot of pain.
there you go.
Maybe a couple shock collars in there
Yeah,
would be good
there you go.
too. But, well, you bring up a good point. With people, yeah. Did I lose you already? All right.
We lost her.
So Rebecca's gone. She's done. The shock vest got her. So, no, I mean it basically is so you know when you're hit, or I want to say it's for a lot of people have been using it for positioning. Did you know that?
No.
So when you're playing in the game, you feel the shot and you can feel, oh, that was in my shoulder. They're behind me.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know what? I can see that.
Yep.
So this is what it feels like to get shot in the back.
Yeah, it's all simulation. It's now it's not going to ever be the real thing, but it's going to be the safest alternative that you get from actually getting shot.
The scare tactics for kids nowadays.
Yeah, well, they have to turn it up really good. So
There you go. Hey.
now I know there's shock vests. They have the gloves. I know they have the gloves that you could use.
There's gloves.
Yeah, there's some gloves that you can use now. There's the biggest one now is the floors.
Those floors look pretty cool. Some of them look pretty cool.
Yeah.
Those ones were just crazy.
So now apparently Disney is the one that's spearlining the hollow tiles.
Yeah, that looked really cool.
So yeah, now there's the floors are expensive.
Yeah, don't they cost like up to like a couple thousand, if not more?
More.
Okay.
Yeah, I think some of the older ones now are starting to come down in price at like $2,500, and they're coming down in price.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, those floors. Yeah, almost want one, but I think I would rather stick to the controller and just the thumbstick.
Well,
to
that's how you're going to stop people running into walls. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've seen one too many fail videos of those.
So now here's a thing that I've seen, and it's kind of the horror. Okay, so you still get triggered with the fight or flight method, right?
Yeah.
So they had a guy, and I watched the YouTube video. It's great. If you could go find it, I would suggest watching it. It was a guy, and he was playing some type of zombie, like, I guess a zombie one where he was shooting zombies or something like that. And you could tell him swing. So he ran out of ammo. Mm-hmm. And apparently zombies they're going to mob you. Okay?
Yeah.
Sorry, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So you could see him, and he started swinging. And at one point, it clicked where they got too close to him, and he was trying to fight him off. And then his flight trick plugged in, and he turned and ran right into a wall. I mean, he knocked himself silly. He snapped back to reality, as Eminem would say. Can you imagine? I mean,
I'm going to have to definitely go look at that now.
Now, here's the thing. When it's starting to trigger a flight mechanism like that, then you know what? You've achieved your goal of virtual or augmented reality. And
wow.
He's not the only one. There's a ton of these videos out there of people running into walls because something jumps out and scares them and they hit the wall. Now, there was one guy going through a haunted house, right? And so as he's going through the haunted house, he peeked in the room and a ghost popped out on him. And he flipped the fuck out and ran into a wall.
Just see random holes all over your wall. What is going on in here? Oh, yeah, I got scared.
Yeah.
And then you got to repair it.
Right.
Wow.
Now, here's the biggest problem, too. I'd like to go into the drywall business myself, and I'm going to give Mike Tyson a VR headset.
Okay.
And I'm going to be repairing. You know that man can take down a wall.
Right.
I'm going to be set for life.
You would.
I mean, can you imagine doing like so boxing or something like that? Can you imagine like being in a boxing and like, okay, you're in a boxing match, right? You're boxing, you're going through, okay, and that's in the round. So you take a minute, you're drinking water. Your spouse walks in just as you put the water down, and round 2 starts, and you go throw a punch and you land.
Well, they should watch where they're going, though. I'm not going to walk in front of you if I know you're, like, boxing or something. Like, come on now.
Well, now let's think of this. Let's really look at this. If these VR headsets are all over the place and people are all over using them, you don't know what they're doing. You don't know what they're doing in their world.
Well, yeah, but you're not going to go up and stand within arm's reach of them and, like...
So you're saying a kid isn't going to not know what's going on and walk up?
Okay, well...
So I'm playing soccer and I'm kicking goals. I just start the game as my little 2-year-old comes over and I kick her across the room.
Well, they should watch where they're going then.
I mean, they walk up, they just get home and Daddy, and whoop, there you go. Well, she's at the second store.
At the emergency room.
Yeah. Isn't that, I mean, I'm saying it can happen.
It can, but yeah, I mean, you've got to...
Well, it's a whole nother thing.
Watch where you're going.
Well, watch where you're throwing a punch or kicking,
yeah.
too. Now, that's the problem with this is you don't really know what people are doing in that world.
Right.
So it's not like you could, like if I'm playing Tiger Woods golf on the Wii.
You could tell what they're doing.
Yeah, you come into the living room, you look at the TV and go, oh, he's swinging a golf club. So when you see me swinging, you know what's going on.
Exactly.
Well, same thing if you're walking in and you have a VR headset on. Oh, he's probably doing VR. I'm going to stay away from him.
You could go. The problem is I could be watching a movie, or I could be playing a game.
Yeah.
And I could be playing a very high impact game, or I could be playing a low impact game.
Right. But if you're still moving around, you're not going to go walk up to that person.
I'm saying if you walk in just as they were taking a break, though.
Well, yeah.
So if you walk in and I'm just standing in the living room with a VR headset, or maybe I just sat down on the couch. Okay, so I just play. I sit down. It's like, and I'm watching something. The cheerleaders are out there.
Okay.
And then I come in and then like you walk in. Now I'm submersed. I can't hear you. I can't see you. I'm completely in this game, right?
Yeah.
And then, someone in the game kicks me a ball, so I stand up and kick you in the shin. What then? Were you watching where you were going? Is it okay? So, now, honest officer, I was playing a game. I didn't mean to beat my wife.
Right. Yeah. Come on now.
That's coming.
Yeah. I
What
can
were
see
you
that
doing?
happening.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? I just see that it's going to be crazy. I think the accessories will help a little bit as far as the flooring goes, because then you're not going to go anywhere.
Right.
That's true.
Now, here's my problem. What about soccer? You're going to kick that field goal and land right on your ass on that floor. I'm telling you that right now.
Well, don't they have the things that actually hold you up so you don't do that?
Well, some of them do.
Some of them don't.
Okay.
That new holotile doesn't. There's no place to put it. So, can you imagine? Why are you in the ER? Well, because of a VR accident. I got hurt in real life because of VR.
Yeah.
Or they're playing a scary game and they go and try and book it and they just slip and fall.
Slip, fall, hit a wall, knock themselves unconscious. Next thing they're waking up in the ER.
Yeah.
And can you imagine that conversation? Is this real? Yeah. You knocked the shit out of yourself, hitting the wall, running from the ghost. Maybe you should think about this shit before you do it. If you're scared of shit, don't be doing that kind of shit.
Exactly.
It creates a whole new host of problems.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's going to be interesting. It'll be, I don't know.
Yep, it's going to be interesting for sure.
So now the good news is, the good news for most of us regular folks is it's not really adapted in the market yet.
Okay.
The problem is it is coming. So right now, what are the prices on these?
I think they range. They start off at $300 at least.
Right.
And that's just for the headset or the glasses.
Right. Yeah, I've seen as low as $200.
Okay.
If you're getting a used one, you could get one for a couple $100.
Yeah.
But they range all the way up to $400 or $500.
Yeah.
And then you add the accessories to that, and that'll probably take it up a bunch more.
And then don't you have to pay for the games or
yeah. So here's the thing. They're no more expensive than the PS5
or the Wii, yeah.
Or the Wii.
Yeah.
Those games are $300, $400, $500, and then you got to pay for the games.
Yeah.
And then if you get any accessories, you're going from there. So I hate to say it, but these are right there at.
That's
if
true.
you can afford to buy all those games, these are within your price range now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just look at the Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much was the Switch when you first bought it?
I believe it was $200, $300.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
$300.
And then all the games are $50.
Yeah.
Right. I hate to say it, but you're right there.
Yeah.
How did you look at how much the Apple Vision Pro is?
Yeah, it said it was $297.
$297.
Yeah, so almost $300.
That's actually cheaper than the Meta Quest.
Is it?
Yeah. Now, there was also an issue with a lot of these too, right? They fixed it. Luckily, they fixed it. So here's what happened. And you're going to like this too, Rebecca.
Okay.
So a guy was on an airplane.
Okay.
And, with the Apple Vision Pro, and I think even with the Meta Quest 3, you could pin things, right?
Okay.
So they're pinned, and they're location-based pins.
Okay.
So imagine trying to pin something when you're flying on an airplane.
Wow.
So,
Well, no. I just looked up Apple Vision Pro. It says from $34.99 or $291 a month for 12 months.
oh, okay.
So
then the price you probably looked up, Mikey, was the monthly cost.
yeah,
Probably then.
that's a lot more than $300.
Yeah, so
A lot more.
$2,000,
No, $34.99.
$34.99. So all $3,500.
Yeah.
Okay, so good. That's good. I now I feel a little better.
I was gonna
That's
say,
a
'cause
little
that's
bit out of. Yeah,
your price range.
yeah. I will tell you, if it was $300, we'd have 3 right now.
Yeah.
We'd be going to the store right now to buy 3 of them,
Yeah.
just because I want to screw with them.
Yeah, and that's the 256 gigabyte.
Yep.
The 512 gigabyte is $36.99.
Well, what do you expect from Apple? I mean, let's be honest.
And then the 1 TB
1 terabyte.
is $38.99.
Yeah. So you're still almost $4,000, but I hate to. I'm going to say it, but I'm not happy I'm saying it. In my life, I've spent more money on stupider things.
Yeah.
I mean, so yeah.
I mean, they have ones on here for like $8,000.
Oh yeah.
$8,000?
Yeah.
I'm sure it. Yeah. So it gets expensive. So, I want to say the Apple Vision Pro is a little bit up there right now. So that means the Meta Quest is a lot cheaper right now.
Oh, yeah.
But it's out there. The problem is prices are going to go down. Technology.
I don't know. I think it's going to keep going up.
No, technology goes down. Price points for technology goes down.
Okay.
How much can you buy a DVD player for now?
Probably
Like-
pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw one for like $15.
No.
Jeez.
Okay.
Brand new, $15. You could find it. Do you remember how much they were when they first came out? Hundreds of dollars.
No. Okay.
So as technology becomes, more streamlined and they create more, prices are going to go down on some of this stuff.
Okay.
That's the way this works.
Well, yeah, when it's like 10 years old.
But 8 years is a blink of an eye.
Yeah, that's true.
So you got to understand that that's what's going to happen. So I think as this becomes more affordable, now that you're talking to Apple,
Yeah.
now that how many look at people buy Apple phones all the time, and in my opinion, they're overpriced.
Yeah, they're way overpriced. I
But
mean,
people still buy them.
And they come out with a new one every year.
yeah. It's crazy. I don't understand where people are getting the money to buy this stuff.
I don't know. Well, I want to say they're probably not buying what they should, and probably
Yeah.
spending on here. So, and then they're complaining that they don't have money to do all this other crap.
And then they, lose their homes or something.
Yeah,
Like, come on now.
that can happen. I mean, so now with Apple out there, maybe Android will come up with their version.
Yeah.
The problem is once the technology gets out there, you're going to have the knockoffs, and I hate to say it, but some of the knockoffs are just as good as the originals.
That's true.
I mean, that technology is still out there.
Yeah. That is true.
So it's going to be a matter of time before you're going to see more and more of this. Now, I'm waiting, and because I've been watching I've been watching the public use for this. Okay, So people are using these in public.
Okay.
Okay. So
Are they doing are they pulling the Simpsons where they're like falling into manholes and stuff?
I haven't seen that yet, but that's why I'm watching.
Or are they getting hit by a car?
I don't watch NASCAR for them to go in a circle.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just throw that out there.
Okay.
That's not why I'm watching NASCAR on TV.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the, I hope no one gets hurt, but I still
The big wreck.
I want that big wreck.
Yep.
I'm doing the same thing with the VR now. I'm watching a lot of the videos because I'm waiting for that person to walk into traffic and here's the problem, and I don't understand. Pokemon Go came out a while ago,
Right.
and people were walking off cliffs and doing all kinds of crap with that, right? Mm-hmm. Now you're going to strap it to their face.
Right. That's what I don't get.
This is going to be the downside.
People have enough problem paying attention already.
Yeah. And now you're going to put a big giant screen in front of them.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I just don't get it.
So have you watched any of the videos of these guys
Not
using
yet,
it?
no.
Oh, they're hilarious. So you see some guy sitting on a park bench or on a tram or on a train or something, and he's sitting there and he's like, it looks like he's trying to pinch people. Okay? Because they got to pinch the apps. That's what happens. So it looks like they're sitting there. And now, here's the thing. We all laugh now because we look at him and go, look at this idiot. What the heck's he doing? He's like pinching air and, fast, let's rewind. Do you remember seeing that crackhead that was like, jonesing and tweaking out of the middle? Same thing.
Looks like a zombie.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing. The only difference is one is wearing this really, really expensive headset.
Right?
You get the same. It looks the same to me. Sorry.
Yeah.
Now, we're laughing because that's funny until it becomes the norm.
Until it actually
out there.
happens.
And then everybody is out there doing it, and everybody's like pinching everything. I mean, that's going to be pretty crazy, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
It's going to be interesting. Now, gaming, I could see somebody sitting. It's going to be horrible. I could see someone on a basketball court, no basketball, and shooting hoops.
Yeah.
Because they're shooting hoops in the game, but they don't need a basketball. They have this headset. They could be playing one-on-one. I could be in one basketball, on a basketball court. My buddy in California could be on a basketball court, and we're playing one-on-one. So
you could do that with golf or tennis too, maybe
right.
even bowling.
Yeah.
Right. So you now what people really see is this one person doing like weird jukes and jumps. Like, what the hell? I mean, it's going to look goofy, but in the game, I'm moving to counter my buddy that I'm playing with that nobody could see. We have invisible friends that are going to be showing up now.
Yeah.
And people think little kids are crazy for having them. Nah, now we have them.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine like going to the golf course and seeing all these people there, like fake golfing?
No. That doesn't make sense to me.
How's that gonna work out with real golfers?
Right?
Ow, this hurt. Who's using real balls on this golf course? Yeah, dumb shit. Get off the.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see the potential problem for this. That could be a problem. I could see a lot of benefits for it. You know?
I mean, there's always pros and cons, I think, to anything.
Yeah.
So
there is, but right now these people in public look like they're on drugs.
Yeah.
Now, here's the other thing I'm waiting for, because these Apple Pro, I thought the price Mikey was telling me was a little cheap. I'm like, for an Apple product to be no.
I mean, a phone could cost $300, not
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even think their phones cost $300. In fact, at this point,
I'm sure their phones are probably
Apple product could come out with a line of apple juice that they sell in grocery stores that would cost you an arm and a leg at this point.
The $300 phones are their cheap phones. like
Yeah.
5 years ago.
Yeah. That's used and no warranty.
Yeah.
And you're shunned by the rest of the Apple community
Yeah.
because you're like one of them.
Yeah, you have a cheap phone.
You're a coattail Apple user. No, I mean, here's what I'm really waiting for, because these apples are expensive, and I'm going to see this stupid little kid using an Apple Pro Vision walking through a bad part of town, and that's going to get stolen.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm waiting for him to get beat up. They're like, no, why does this reality hurt? Well, that's because that's reality,
yeah,
not your fake reality.
yeah,
Reality can hurt.
it can
And reality could come punch you in the face, whether you're wearing goggles or not.
and kill you.
Yep. So, I mean, here's the thing. People have been shot and killed over shoes. Now you're going to give them an electronic that they have to wear? You got to be kidding me.
Yeah, and I mean, I think, but that comes around again. Know your surroundings and know where you're at, and not to go into a neighborhood like that.
That's what they're going to have to do when you turn on the Apple Vision Pro. They're going to be like, be aware of your surroundings, like Pokemon does.
Yeah.
Okay, so, yeah, they do that with Pokemon because too many people walked off a goddamn cliff.
Don't go walking in the ghetto with one of these.
So now that brings a interesting point. So, like,
Well, and you could get robbed if you weren't in the ghetto. I mean,
you get robbed anywhere.
yeah,
You know, I hate to say it, but, you know, you get robbed anywhere.
yeah,
I'm not saying I would, but if I had an opportunity to see some guy walking around that was being stupid in one of these, I wouldn't do it, but the thought would cross my mind and like, I could probably take him and take that thing and actually use it for a little bit or sell it.
yeah,
I mean, I will say most crimes like that are going to be a crime of opportunity.
yep,
And walking around in a headset that's, $8,000, you're asking for a crime of opportunity.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I think they can record, can't they?
I don't know. You'd have to look that up. But even if they record, if I know, I would do a little research, and I'd like, you jump them from behind, or you wear a mask.
yeah,
Okay, that's fair.
So I mean, people have been using ways to deceit and get away with crime for a long time.
yes, they have.
So it's kind of the way the world works. Now that brings us to another interesting point. So if Apple, all this data is collected, right?
Right.
Can you imagine if Apple says, too many of these are being stolen in this area, so that's a no zone, and then they actually start shutting off their Apple products through that area to do it, or they put like a perimeter that says that's a red area, so don't go into it.
Wow.
You could segregate in virtual reality, and nobody might even know about it.
That is horrible.
I know that's the reality of the reality that we're talking about.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
You can segregate in this. That's wow.
Well, let's be honest. With Pokemon Go, there was a lot of people trespassing, right?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
So, in fact, I think the Boy Scouts, they took their shop off the Poke because they had too many people going back there, and then people started breaking into stuff, right?
I think
Again,
so.
crime of opportunity.
Yeah. That's true.
So, I mean, it can get kind of crazy. So, now here's the question of the hour. Is it worth it? What do you think?
I would say I'm 50-50 on it.
You're 50-50, okay.
Yeah.
Mikey?
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Okay.
Unless it was like something that you specifically keep in your own home and you don't walk around with it.
Oh, okay. So, you know what? Wow. Me and Mikey are right on the same page
Wow.
on this. Holy crap. What the heck?
I know.
Who are you and what did you do with my son?
Well, if it can get stolen, then that's a problem. But if you can keep it in your own home, or if you travel with it and you just keep it in the hotel, then that's fine.
I have to agree 100%. I'm okay with this being in the house, and if you want to have a toy for your house, I mean, you could do whatever you want inside your own house. When you start taking this outside, you're asking for problems. I will say you're asking for issues.
Yeah, you are.
The Apple Vision Pro does what an Apple phone does. Plays games, can watch movies, and give you maps.
Right.
Yeah.
And driving with it is a whole nother ball game too. I mean, that's going to be a whole...
Yeah.
Before they were saying, don't drive with your phone, and now they're going to strap a phone on your face.
Yeah.
That's just... I get you could see through it, but...
That's just
what if you
asking for trouble.
What if you have an app that's covering a blind spot?
Yeah.
You should not be able to drive. You should not ever be behind the wheel.
Nope.
However, they're solving that problem by making cars drive themselves. So, we're can you imagine in 20 years we're going to be driving around with an Apple or a augmented reality.
Yeah.
We're going to jump in the car, and then the car is going to drive us somewhere, and that's just it.
And then you can just kick back, relax, and watch a movie while...
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
Wait till the car goes up to your grocery store, pops the trunk, the people put the groceries in there, and the car comes home, and you get a message on your face that says your car delivery for your groceries are coming up.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine sending your car on an errand? Holy cow.
I could not, no.
It's just the world that we're going into is not... Here's the thing. We have a big generational gap right now.
We do.
I talk to people every day that don't even know how to or want to use a computer.
Yeah.
And then you have these people that are, I don't want to interact with anything but a computer. I mean, it's a huge gap.
Yeah, it's sad.
So, I would say these are worth it in your house as well, Mikey. I agree. I would say worth it in the house and not worth it out in public right now. I'm not looking forward to the day where these are where you walk around and this is all you see.
Yeah, it's a scary idea.
It is
a scary thought.
But unfortunately, that day will probably come.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be dead by then.
Yeah, we could only hope, right?
Yeah.
So now, if you do like our shows, we do post quite a bit on Facebook, Instagram, and X.
Yep, and then you can listen to us on iHeart, Spotify, Apple, or Samsung, or pretty much any podcast player.
Right, and then if you want to watch any of our videos, and we have quite a few videos coming out, you can watch those on YouTube, Rumble, and then we're always posting little shorts on TikTok as well.
We are, yeah.
So I don't know, good show.
I think it was a pretty good show, yeah.
All right, I think we'll call it here, and we'll leave the rest to the after show.
Alrighty, bye everybody.